So my gaming PC's got its Raptor drives in it and they've been running well. Two 300 gigabyte Velociraptor drives running in RAID 0 to give myself a total of a 600 gigabyte boot drive. Now I would have liked to have gone with SSDs, but my motherboard doesn't seem to like SSDs. It's still running on SATA 2 and not giving me full speed even at SATA 2, so not really worth spending the money on SSDs. But Velociraptors and RAID, well worth the money, especially at the minute as everybody else is buying SSDs. So I'll just slide my side panel off, which I've already undone the screws, and just press that there. Grab my trusty torch and show you where they are. There they are. They've already started to gather a bit of dust. There's one, there's two, and just a 500 gigabyte storage drive above it. It's a bit difficult to see at the minute. Hold on. I know it's an old case, but I like to spend my money on the internals, of which I've got two GTX 460 graphic cards. I've got a Q9550 quad core CPU, 4 gigabytes of Corsair RAM, of course the two Velociraptor drives, and the other drive in there. It's a 750 watt Corsair power supply. The board is a 750i chipset from NVIDIA on an Asus P5ND motherboard with support for two-way SLI. So with my two-way SLI there's nowhere to put an extra card to run physics, or if I wanted to get different cards and run three-way SLI, which I intend to do on my next build, or at least on my next gaming build. Anyway, there we go, they're in. That's the third computer done, and I think I deserve a cup of tea. Let's see what this puppy can do with its surround sound, NVIDIA surround vision, whatever it's called, gaming on 3 monitors. Let's have a butcher's. So we're just going to go ahead and load up 1 or 2 games. Got Fraps running, and let's load up Batman Arkham Asylum. Game's been around for a while now. Take a look at the settings. Everything on very high. Multi-sampling, anti-aliasing. I have had to turn that down relatively low. It doesn't seem to like it at this sort of resolution of 5076 by 1024. So that's basically 3 times what it would usually have to do. Anyway, let's load it up. Let's see what it looks like and see what sort of frames it gets. Things definitely do seem to run a lot smoother off of those Velociraptor drives. And of course, as well as being able to play across 3 screens, it's also got bezel correction, so basically anything that's goes behind the bezel, disappears behind the bezel. And I don't know if I want to sit and play the game because that's a bit boring for you, but I'll just run the benchmark quickly. Don't know if you can quite make out the fraps in the corner. Saying 103 frames at the minute, but it is up and down. See, we're half that now. Probably down to the fact that there's two graphics cards and SLI isn't an exact science, or using multiple GPUs you never get all of the speed you would if you were just running a single GPU. But at the end of this test it should just give us an average frame rate of what we get, and also a maximum and a minimum. And it's really the minimum you want to look at, because you want to be able to play the game smoothly all the time. So I would say as long as your minimum's above 30 frames per second is plenty playable. I mean, a nice 50 or 60 frames per second on average is always nice, of course. There we go. We have got a minimum of 20, but that was only in one particular place. See, we've got a maximum of 102 and a nice average of 65. So I think that 20 frames per second was just literally a tiny little dip. I've been playing these settings in the game and not run into any problems. So if you're running a similar setup with two GTX 460s, I mean, follow my settings, but by all means just go and tweak it yourself. It's nice and easy to do. Next up, I'll show you a little bit of Left 4 Dead. I've got you on this other angle now, so you can see without me being in the way. I'll try and just get through this quickly. As you can see, it looks fantastic. They're all on me now. Knock them back. Put them there. Ah, he's got me. As you can see, this game just works great. And we'll leave that one there. And you have to show the obligatory Crisis demo. Still a really hard hitting game on your GPUs, although you really do need to have some good graphics processing to run it across 3 monitors. It's really the new frontier for GPUs at the moment. having got used to being able to play Crisis always on maximum settings, now I'm having to dip some of those settings down to, you know, medium sort of settings to get good frame rates. But I'll fire the game up, just load from wherever it was. Hopefully it's a place with some action. So I think these settings are all on sort of mainstream settings with I think just 4 times anti-aliasing on, although I can't be sure. I will check the settings in a minute. But let's just get into a little bit of gameplay, shall we? Yeah, I'm getting slaughtered. Just loaded up Just Cause 2, just so we can run one of the benchmark tests. I'm just going to actually move you around so you get a slightly better view. This is with all the settings on maximum, and we're averaging probably about 35-40 frames per second at the minute. Again, this is 2 GTX 460s. They're not overclocked at the moment, so there's still some extra headroom there. On a quad-core Intel Q9550 CPU. And as you can see, it still looks gorgeous. Still, the 775 platform is still a valid platform if you've got some good components. Some nice effects going on right there on the screen, and frame rates are still very playable. Lots of explosions and textures and clouds and stuff and that rain. So if it can handle the benchmark, it can handle the game, no problem at all. There we go. Average frame rate of 34.55 frames a second. So to wrap things up, I just wanted to say thank you for watching and sticking with me till the end, if indeed you have stuck with me till the end. I'll be surprised if there was too many of you. And please rate, subscribe, etc. Leave a comment, and I'll catch you next time.